Action, not talk. That was the message today from investors in Asia, still spooked by European debt fears. They're looking for Euro leaders to come up with a clear strategy. Here, the dollar and equity markets continued falling, while the Treasurer admitted the local economy could also be affected. Here's finance correspondent Philip Lasker.
No matter where in the world investors might be, they're experiencing the same nightmare.
We have to understand this is a debt crisis. It's not a traditional cyclical recession where you just turn on the money taps. You've got to deal with the debts.
But equity markets in Asia and Australia continued falling. Unconvinced leaders are dealing with the debt.
We've seen in Europe a lot of high-sounding phrases uttered, a lot of promises, but then nothing happens.
As the International Monetary Fund met in Washington, there were reports that policymakers might orchestrate a partial Greek default while keeping it in the euro. That means protection for the banks and economies most exposed to Greece.
I think the war chest needs to be about 2 to 3 trillion euros. That is far bigger than anything currently talked about.
As Europe goes through hell, it was heaven for Treasurer Wayne Swan as he collected his world title, with a message from the sponsors Euromoney magazine to the knockers.
Was Steve Waugh a great captain of Australia, or was he lucky that he had some of the finest players of all time available to his team? The answer, of course, is both.
Later, the Treasurer tried to play a straight bat to questions about returning the budget to surplus by 2012-13.
We're determined to do that, but common sense says that conditions have changed and that task gets more difficult because of global economic conditions.
With investors fretting about retirement incomes, industry super funds attacked their rivals in the retail sector.
Retail super funds are delivering unacceptable returns to their members.
It showed retail funds run by big banks and insurance companies returned less than cash over 14 years.
It's a bit like saying all Fords are faster than all Holdens. Now, the reality is that's simply not true.
Holden or Ford, both vehicles are in reverse these days. Philip Lasker, ABC News.